News. We want to know, are you among thousands of Kenyans who have had their mobile phone SIM cards deregistered after the deadline for registering the lines by the Communications Authority of Kenya lapsed on Saturday night?
Well, the deactivation comes as the CAK seeks to clamp down on the misuse of mobile phone SIM cards, especially by fraudsters. Brenda Wanga has more.
The weekends are the busiest days for Anne Wanjiru's salon business in Nyeri town. But today, business is slow. Anne can't reach out to her clients. Her mobile phone SIM card, one of the thousands that was switched off at midnight.
Niliamka nikapata line yangu imefungwa.
And like many other Kenyans had thought that mobile phone service providers will not make good their threats to deactivate SIM cards that have not been properly registered. After all, the deadline had been extended from April to October this year. This time round, however, no extensions were granted and people like Anne are now suffering the consequences of their procrastination.
Kwangu nafanyanga nayo business huku kwa salon kama customers zangu zote wanajua tu hiyo line moja ya Safaricom na sasa sijui venye tutakuwa tunawasiliana nao.
While others like Anne ignored the notice from the Communications Authority, others say they had complied with the directive but still had their lines deactivated, yet others barely met the cut-off time.
Update last minute, typical Kenyan style, last minute rush hour.
Mobile phone users who had their lines affected were unable to transact through mobile money services like M-Pesa, send text messages or access internet bundles. They, however, were able to receive calls. The Communication Authority, however, says the registration exercise is an ongoing one and those affected can get their lines back once they comply with the registration required. That includes the provision of the identity cards and photos to the mobile phone service providers for an update of their details. Some of those affected have already reactivated their lines.
Nimerudisha nyuma lakini nimekuwa mwerevu, nimekuja haraka ningesubabaka kesho ningekuwa kwa shida sana.
Customers whose lines have been deactivated will have a 3-month window to register their SIM cards and reclaim their current phone numbers. The Communications Authority's registration of SIM cards regulations are aimed at streamlining registration of SIM cards by agents as a way of dealing with the increase in cyber crimes as well as terrorism cases. Dealers who do not follow the regulations risk a 6-month jail term or a fine of 300,000 shillings or both for contravening the law. As of Thursday last week, 53.2 million cards had been registered, while 11.5 million cards had not, with Safaricom taking the bulk of the registered SIM cards at 38 million, while Airtel coming in second with 13.4 million cards. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV, Nairobi.